Hi there. It appears that my cat is more popular than I am because I keep getting emails and tweets and comments that people want to see more of Oscar. Hi Oscar. How you doing? If I could just get him to turn around. I'll have to turn around since he can't be bothered to turn around and face the camera. I'll turn around. There you go. Hi Oscar. You're a star. Did you know that? Apparently lots of people like kitties out there. Anyway, good morning. I'm coming to you this morning from a working title, and the host of the site has gone above and beyond the call of duty by reviewing all 3 books in the Mercy series 3 days in a row. I don't know if she read them 3 days in a row. If she did, hats off to her, but thanks so very much for doing that. Wow. And she asked me if I would go ahead and go out and ask some of my Twitter followers for some questions today, so that I could be doing that while she's finishing up her review of Crime Mercy, which I hope she likes. She liked the first book pretty well. She thought it was a little rough, and maybe it was. I wrote it a few years ago, and I was still really just learning. And she liked Angel of Mercy quite a lot better. And the interesting thing is that she thought that the Tino character, who is Hispanic, he's Chicano, which is a Californian, well, maybe it's anywhere in the United States. It's a term that I associate with people that are of Mexican descent, but they, were born and raised in California. Many of them, many generations, because the Spanish-speaking people were there well before the English-speaking people. So I hope that she feels I've made him a more well-rounded character, since he's very important in the 3rd book. I wanted to take a look here at some of the questions sent to me by my Twitter followers, and there's a few different ones, but there's several that have to do with starting out, being a new writer starting out, and what my advice would be for that. And I actually have, maybe I'll put a link in, maybe, or ask her to. Might be too late for that, but anyway, on my blog site last year, I made this list. I said I get asked this question a lot, and the number one thing is to have a plan. An awful lot of writers just are kind of like, oh, gee, I think I want to write a book, or I wrote a book and I think I want to have it published. But before you can kind of set off down that road of getting your book published, you need to know what your goal is, because your approach is going to be different depending on the goal. Do you just want to have a book published and on the shelf, or do you want to make a living at it? Do you want to be a big star? Do you just want other people to be able to enjoy your work? So you need to decide what, for you, success as a writer looks like first. And then the second thing you have to do is join your local professional writers organization and get yourself in a room full of other writers. And I'm not talking about a meetup group where everybody gets together and discusses their work. Not that those aren't good. Oh, here's my clock. You find out what time I'm actually making this video if you if you count the strikes. I'm talking about, and those are great to get the feedback, but I'm talking about something like your local chapter of the Mystery Writers of America or the Romance Writers of America. Whether you write romance or not, any kind of fiction writers should join Romance Writers of America. They have a tremendous infrastructure. There's sci-fi writers, there's horror writers, there's just general writers groups, but writers where some of the members are published professionals, some of them are just starting out, and get in there and meet people at all levels and see what they're doing and what you can learn from them. The third piece of advice that I have is I always say advice piece number 3, write a great book. That seems kind of self-evident, but you need to hone your craft, take some classes or workshops, and make sure that you're doing the best work possible. Fourth is to form a critique group, get some people that are at the same level you are, or if possible a little higher, and get together with them and go over one another's works. I'm participating in a chat this evening actually about critique groups, and I have a set of critique rules. You can actually, if you email me through the contact me link on my website, I'll send you my group's critique rules. Enter contests. I talk about this. I'm judging a contest. Here is an unpublished contest. I entered every contest I could possibly enter. I was such a contest diva. But I got feedback. And also, once as you're getting a little better and your book starts to final in these contests, the finals judges are almost always acquiring editors and agents who are interested in signing new clients. And if they are sent the finalists in the contest to rank, and if you've got something they're interested in, lots of people found an editor or an agent because that person judged their contest. Go to conferences, go to writers' conferences, look them up, find out when they're going to be local for you. And because then there's nothing greater than putting a whole bunch of people together and they're all in that mode, and there's great workshops, and you can pitch your novels to editors and agents, and you can network with industry professionals. It's fantastic. Do that. Get an agent. I know that a lot of publishers say, oh, you don't need an agent for us. Well, maybe you don't, but you'll get a better deal if you have one. And if they are, a lot of publishers won't even look at unedited, unagented submissions. And even the ones that do, if you get 100 manuscripts on your desk every day, obviously you don't have time to look at them all. But if you get a manuscript handed to you by an agent that you trust, then you're going to take a better look at that. Okay, that's my advice, and I need to move on real quickly to my tarot reading, which is today. The winner of the first was Carolyn Harris, who loves to read on Twitter. And she's near and dear to my heart because she says she needs caffeine to function, and her location is Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, Canada. So let me just quickly shuffle these cards a little bit. I was doing a reading at my book signing, and a professional tarot reader sat down to do a reading with me, and he said that it just made him cringe that I shuffle my cards. He would never shuffle his tarot cards. I've always shuffled my tarot cards. If I don't shuffle them enough, I find that they start forming a pattern, and then I don't feel like I'm reading somebody else's tarot cards. I feel like I'm just looking at my own notions. I'm looking at my cards in various configurations, so I always shuffle them. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and cut the cards, and while I'm doing it, I'm going to think of Carolyn from Nova Scotia. Okay, Carolyn. All right, here we go. And Carolyn's three cards are the Nine of Pentacles, very beautiful card, the Empress, and Temperance. This is a very feminine reading. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Look at this. This is a beautiful, beautiful woman in a very gracious environment. Pentacles is the suit of the things that you need to take care of your material needs. And this particular card is about somebody who has an abundance in that area. Doesn't necessarily mean literally wealth, money, but it means that she has a beautiful environment, and she plays lovely music, and she makes people comfortable. You want to go to a party at this person's house. So she's coming from a situation of some kind of domestic comfort. Now the next one here, let's see. That is the Empress. The Empress is the ultimate of all. There's a number of mother figures in the deck, but the Empress is the mother figure. It's about, I would assume that that Carol, is that her name? Carolyn? I'm so sorry, I forgot your name. Carolyn, that Carolyn's focus right now is being a mother and nurturing and bringing life. This is a card that often pops up when people are pregnant. So, and then the third card is Temperance. Temperance is the woman of the world who has achieved balance in her life. Not temperance is in denial, but temperance is in knowing what you can get away with, and knowing, having a good time, but keeping one eye on the exit, So this is about having achieved that balance in your life. That's all the time I have. Thanks so very much for joining me on my virtual book tour today, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.